Massive news in the NFL world today. If you're watching this video, I'm sure you already know the details by now, but just to reiterate, I've got the details right here on my phone. This went down as I'm recording this just about 10 minutes ago. The Carolina Panthers have traded up to #1 overall with the Chicago Bears, and here's what the Bears are getting in return. The 9th overall pick, the 61st overall pick, a 2024 first, and a 2025 second. Oh, and DJ Moore as well. So there's two ways we could go about doing this. We could do a rebuild, #1 overall Carolina Panthers with the likely pick, Bryce Young. I think that's probably at this moment who most people are saying is going to be the guy. Could be CJ Stroud. I don't know. I get Bryce Young vibes. I think everyone else does. But we're going to do it from the other perspective today. The perspective of the Chicago Bears, a team that has a ton of cap space, already has their guy in place in Justin Fields, and now has a boatload of assets to build around him with. Now this is honestly just half of the trade. We still have a few more draft picks to go here, but let me know your thoughts on the deal in the comments. Early reactions seem to be massively in favor of the Bears. Looks like they got a massive haul out of this. The Panthers, I mean, if you can trade up to 1 to get your guy, go ahead and do it, but man, it would be a lie to say that they did not give up a boatload of capital to get this deal done. And here's the thing, is this is just the half of it. They're not even going to accept this. So I'm going to have to do a little bit of a workaround to get this done. So give me a moment here, and then we will take a look at the Chicago Bears' updated assets. And here he is, the first look at the new wide receiver 1 in Chicago, DJ Moore, 26 years old, 86 overall, superstar player. What a weapon for Justin Fields to have. And now for an updated look at the draft capital. So the Bears will be picking 9th now, courtesy of the Panthers. They have a second round pick from the Ravens and the Roquan Smith trade. A second that is technically the Niners went to the Panthers for Christian McCaffrey, and now it went to us for likely Bryce Young. We've got a third, so what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 top 100 picks. Next year's draft, we have our first round pick. Hopefully not going to be #1 overall again, but we'll certainly take another haul for it. The Panthers' first round pick. And then we do have to remember we can't trade far out enough quite yet. They owe us their 2025 second round pick as well. And not only that, but we are about to enter the offseason with some of the most money you'll ever see. $147 million in cap space. And not only that, but who are we losing, guys? Nobody. I mean, N'Keal Harry? Really? I mean, it's a bunch of guys, but just none of them are worth anything. I saw Nathan Peterman out there. I don't know how Nathan Peterman's still in the league. He had a couple decent stints. Not decent, but not as bad as that 5-interception game against the Chargers, but I digress. We do have David Montgomery here. Bit of a decision to make on him is, do we want him back? That's not a big cap hit at all. I just don't know if I really want to pay that, guys. I'm going to be honest with ya. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to get a little creative here. We're going to send him a deal he would be crazy to accept. He is not going to want that whatsoever. And what's the problem with franchise tagging him? We're not going to use it on anyone else. I know $16.3 million is pretty hefty for someone like David Montgomery, but it gets us him for another season. We don't have to worry about drafting a running back right away. I mean, we definitely could, but with the number of needs that this team has, I don't know if it's feasible. So this locks down David Montgomery, and it's not going to hinder our ability to go out and create some splashes. Now, hopefully, we get a lot of players available in free agency. Usually in year 1, the classes are pretty weak, but hopefully we get some guys out there. So let's see who's available. Now, unfortunately, as you guys can see, it is what I had feared. It's a weak free agent class to start things off in year 1. Your top guy available is Miles Sanders, an 87 overall, 26-year-old running back. Michael Thomas is out there, Odell Beckham Jr., Kareem Hunt. Josh Allen would be intriguing if he had any interest in us and he fit our scheme whatsoever. Same deal with CJ Gardner-Johnson if we didn't already have Jaquan Brisker, and if he had any interest in us. TJ Edwards, but we'll get to that middle linebacker position in just a moment because he doesn't like us. Jamal Williams, Jabril Peppers, Javon Hargrave, who is someone that has been linked, I want to say, to Chicago. But again, 30 years old, just an 83 overall. He's going to start regressing and no interest whatsoever. Now, Daron Payne I did actually look at pretty heavily, but I think I've got an even better plan at DT, especially considering he was tagged in real life, so we know he's not going to be on the market anyways. Here's who we're targeting. So before you guys get mad at me going after a 30-year-old James Bradberry, it's a one-year deal, guys. We could use the help at the position. I mean, outside of him, we've got who? Jalen Johnson and Kyler Gordon. So I think this would really help round out a pretty solid group of corners. Just a nice veteran presence back there. Bobby Okereke, another player commonly linked to the Bears. Colts probably not going to be able to pay him. Reunites him with Matt Eberflus. Still just 27, a solid player. And now Tier Tart, or basically as I like to call him, bargain bin Daron Payne. Just 26 years old, 78 overall. Bears D-line was terrible last season. This gives us just a body. It's not going to fix things. I know that. I understand that. And Kaiser White, get ourselves another linebacker. So again, guys, it's not the most exciting class in the world, but we kind of figured that in year one. And the good news is in year two, we know that class is always stacked. So for those of you who get mad at me every single rebuild for going after Nick Bosa, I hope you're ready, because we are going to go after Nick Bosa if he's out there. And we do land all four of our targets. So again, James Bradberry, Bobby Okereke, Tier Tart, and Kaiser White. Not to mention DJ Moore and that big haul of draft picks. Pretty solid group overall. Not bad, right? And now heading into the draft, I do want to take a quick look at this lineup here. So Justin Fields, 74 overall heading into, it'll be what, year 3 now for Justin Fields? Time flies, man. But he finally has some good receivers to throw to. DJ Moore, Darnell Mooney, Chase Claypool. The offensive line is a work in progress. Couple of young guys here. We definitely are going to want to get ourselves a right tackle sooner than later. I'll actually look and see if there's anyone out there still in free agency. Cole Kmet, tight end. Hopefully he can finally really break out for us. He's shown some flashes. He's not a bad player by any means. The secondary, pretty solid group of corners. The D-line is still terrible. We know that. Linebacking core is not exciting anybody. We're just kind of building from the ground up here, guys. At this point in the rebuild, there's not a lot to work with. We're obviously not in a position where we want to really trade for guys. And you saw the free agent market. There's just really not a whole lot out there for us at this time. So we know that we still have some work to do, and we know that the draft is a great place to do that. So let's get into it, the 2023 NFL Draft. Super quick, I want to take a second just to thank you guys for watching today's video and for all the support that you've shown me since I've started doing this. I've got a few comments of the day that I'd like to highlight here. Comment for your chance to be highlighted in the next video. Starting things off, we've got Ryan KOS 6500. I'm glad you enjoyed the video on the last time. Now before we get into the rebuild, super quick, I want to thank you guys for watching today's video. I truly do appreciate every single one of you, and that's why I've got 3 comments of the day to highlight here. Starting with Ryan KOS 6500, I'm so glad that you liked the last video. Hopefully you like this one just as much, if not more. Zachary Hinkle 2067 with my favorite comment I've gotten since I've started doing this. I'm so glad that you took the time to watch the video, drop that comment. I really do appreciate you. Thank you so much for that. And Johnathon Keys 7578 with the rock emoji. You guys know how much I love that rock emoji. Feel free to drop it along with your thoughts on the video. And with that being said, let's get right into it. So obviously the big question right now, how do the top 4 picks play out? Going to be very intriguing. I wish there were CPU trades and this would make things even more exciting. But the Carolina Panthers, watch them take Willie Anderson here. They are going to take, oh my gosh. We're going to pretend that didn't happen, guys. We're going to pretend that didn't happen. Ultimately, there's nothing we can do about it. I can't control CPU teams, but the Carolina Panthers are going to spend all of those assets to trade up for number 1 for Myles freaking Murphy, bro. Oh, what a joke. Okay, so the Texans. Here comes, what, Will Anderson? Going to be Bryce Young. Yeah, the Texans had to have been jumping up and down when that pick came in. Now the Cardinals, I mean, shoot, CJ Stroud's going to be right there for the Colts if they want him. Will Anderson, yeah, easy selection there. Probably going to be the guy at 3 in real life if no one trades up with the Cardinals. Now the Colts, wow, they're going to take Anthony Richardson. Okay, So that's something that really could happen. I mean, you have to figure Stroud and Young are the first 2 picks. Anthony Richardson very well could be the guy at 4. That'd be really exciting. I mean, massive ceiling for Anthony Richardson. Now Seattle, they're going to go with Tyree Wilson. So that's a bit unfortunate. Some of these D-line prospects falling off the board. The Lions, is this where CJ Stroud stops slipping? No, they're going to keep rolling with Goff. Not a bad idea, I guess. Raiders, I'd have to imagine this is Stroud's spot. No, it's Jalen Carter. Okay. Falcons? Are the Falcons going to take CJ Stroud? Oh my goodness, guys. CJ Stroud's still on the board here. At 9th overall, that is crazy. Now imagine, you're the Bears. There were whispers that they could possibly try and take a quarterback move on from Justin Fields. I disagree with that. We're not going to do that here. We're not going to trade back. Let's see who we've got on our board. Now, what's unfortunate is with these quarterbacks slipping, it's kind of taken some of our top guys off the board that I would have really liked to have had. So you can see here the board. You got CJ Stroud, Quentin Johnston, the best receiver in the class, and Jordan Addison is there as well. But, I mean, now that we've got DJ Moore, right? And then you've got Devin Witherspoon, but, you know, our cornerback core is pretty well rounded. I don't know if I want to spend the 9th overall pick on a running back, even if it is Bijan Robinson. Peter Skoronski is somewhat intriguing. I could maybe be talked into that. Who is our left tackle? Forgive me, guys. I'm not a Chicago Bears fan. I don't follow them. Let's take a deeper look at that O-line, see if that's an area we want to maybe address here. So something I usually do towards the beginning of videos, we're going to quickly run through this. So it's not Broderick Jones, if I said that. It's Braxton Jones. Seriously, forgive me, guys. I'm sorry. Second-year player, 24 years old, 75 overall. I don't think this is the kind of guy who you immediately replace. I don't think that's accurate. Cody Whitehair at left guard, 31 years old, 79 overall. I don't think it's an amazing guard class unless I'm wrong. Lucas Patrick, we do need a center. I would say we're probably okay at right guard with Tevin Jenkins, 25 years old, 77 overall, and we absolutely 1,000,000% need a right tackle, so that is something to consider. Now let's hop back on our board. So looking back at the board here, so Peter Skoronski, left tackle, we could maybe move him to right tackle. I just feel it's a little bit cheesy to start things off. Joey Porter Jr., love him as a prospect. Michael Mayer, love him. But again, guys, there's just so many holes on this team. Brian Branch, I think, is going to be a great player. Nolan Smith would fit a position of need for us. Jackson Smith and Jigba is going to be an amazing slot receiver. I'm interested in Broderick Jones. I do have interest in Broderick Jones, 21 years old out of Georgia. Just a very, very solid prospect all around. A to C in every category, A impact blocking. I think that's our guy. But the question is, could we trade back further and still get him? Let's look at that. All right, so here's the thing. So Broderick Jones, 13th best player on the draft board. So you got to figure there's going to be a little bit of variance. We can afford to move back maybe about 10 picks at the most and still realistically expect for him to be there. You got to figure these quarterbacks are going to go. The top corner prospects are going to go. These receivers, Michael Mayer. It's going to be a close call, but I think we can make this happen. So here's what I'm thinking. This offer from Seattle, they're going to send us 20th overall, 37th overall, and pick 116. I think that's a really good deal, guys. We're moving back 11 picks. It is going to be close, but I think we got to do it here. So let's go ahead. We're going to move back with Seattle. We're getting ourselves another, it's a high second round pick, guys. So Seattle is going to move up here for whom? It is going to be Quentin Johnston. Okay, interesting pick there. Now the Eagles, I don't think they need a right tackle. They've got Lane Johnson. They take Jordan Addison. Okay, this is getting dicey, guys. So Tennessee, they're going to go with CJ Stroud. Okay, he is the pick there. Pick 12 is going to be the Texans. They're going to take Felix Anaduki-Uzama. The Jets, I don't think they need a right tackle. I don't think the Patriots do. I don't think the Packers do. I think we might be okay, guys. They're going to take Peter Skoronski. Okay, so they're going to go tackle. We've got about 5 picks ahead of us. Jackson Smith and Jigba is a Patriot. Packers are going to go with Will Levis. Interesting. The Commanders are going to go with Michael Mayer. Guys, we got just 3 people ahead of us now. Oh man, this is tense. No! Oh my gosh. I shouldn't have done it, guys. I apologize. I took the risk. That extra second round pick was just staring me in the eye. And the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to ruin our day here. And they're going to take Broderick Jones from us. But that's okay. We're going to pivot. Let's see who else is available. Okay, so obviously right tackle is the position we were looking at before Broderick Jones got snatched away from us. Now here's the thing, couple guys that are projected rounds 2 to 3 that I really do like, Robert Scott Jr. and DeJuan Jones, both solid. I think that we could probably snag one of them with, man, see here, we're getting risky again, guys. Here's what I'm going to do. We're going to keep a close eye in that range. I'm not going to take them now. I'm not going to take them with the 5th pick in the 2nd round. But if one of them goes before pick 23 in the 2nd round, then I will trade up and snag the other. So Robert Scott Jr. or DeJuan Jones, either one of them is going to be the guy for us, just not right this second. And now here's the point where I wish I had like 3 or 4 more of these first round picks because there's so many good guys available. You guys know I would love Bijan Robinson. I would love to have Brian Branch. They just don't quite fill that need for us right now. Nolan Smith's intriguing. I might come back to him. Christian Gonzalez, probably the best corner in this class. Cam Smith is there. There's Anton Harrison. I don't necessarily love him in comparison to those other guys. Trenton Simpson is intriguing though. He just looks really solid across the board, and there's Osiris Torrance. We definitely need some help at the guard position. So for me, it's going to be between these 2 guys. Do we want to go Trenton Simpson, or do we want to go Osiris Torrance? Let's take a look here. So Trenton Simpson, he's out of Clemson, B block shed, A pursuit, B tackle, A to C zone. We're not going to get any combine stats. So we don't have to look at that overly in depth. Let's just compare them here. I know it's like apples to oranges, but let's see. So Osiris Torrance, A to C, B, and A. For me, guys, Trenton Simpson is just the better prospect all around. Oh, man, this is tough. This is very tough. I mean, it's the life of an NFL GM. You've got all these guys staring you in the face, and you got to pick one of them. And I have yet to take Trenton Simpson in any of my rebuilds I've done. And he is going to be the guy here. He comes with hidden dev, 88 speed, 87 excel. I think it's a good pick. A late first round pick, Trenton Simpson. I think we got ourselves a bit of a steal here. I'm happy with it. And now we don't have much of a wait here until our next selection. So let's see how the remainder of the first round plays out. Dolphins are going to go. They take Bijan Robinson. I love that as a destination for him. The Chargers will take Nolan Smith. Was looking at him. The Ravens are going to go with Christian Gonzalez. That is an excellent pick for the Baltimore Ravens. There is Osiris Torrance to the Vikings. I think they got a great player there. Jags are going to go with Zay Flowers. So just beefing up that receiving core. That's going to be very exciting for them. Cam Smith to the Giants. Nice pick for them. Cowboys are going to go with Jahmyr Gibbs out of Alabama. That's interesting. I didn't see Tony Pollard leave, so okay. The Bills are going to go with Anton Harrison, so there goes that right tackle. The first of 3 we're looking at here. Isaiah Foskey is going to go to the Bengals. Let's take a look here and see. We have just a few more, I believe. Brian Branch is going to go to the Broncos, so steal for them. Wonder what they do now with, gosh, Justin Simmons. Henry 2020. I don't think he's supposed to go this high. Went to the Eagles. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think he's projected that high. Antonio Johnson to the Chiefs. They get some more DB help. Steelers are going to go with, I can't read his first name, Cansey, DT out of Pitt. So hometown hero there for them. A few more picks ahead of us. Texans are going to get a center, Cedric Van Pran. Cardinals are going to go with Noah Sewell out of Oregon. Good pickup there for them. And now the Colts are going to go with Keely Ringo. All right, now it's our turn. All right, so here's a look at the top of the draft board. So Jordan Battle, Josh Downs, Jalen Hyatt, Clark Phillips, Jarrett Patterson. That's where I'm going to stop this discussion is Jarrett Patterson. Because remember, we definitely do need a center. He's a great prospect there out of Notre Dame. Great school for O-linemen. Let's look at our right tackles here. Let's look and see how those guys are looking. So Robert Scott and DeJuan Jones. We're going to want to keep a very close eye on them between now and then. If one of them goes, we got to trade up. And you know what, guys? I might actually... Do I want to take Jarrett Patterson right this second? Because it's a pretty good center class, right? You got John Michael Schmitz and Ricky Stromberg. I don't think we have to go Jarrett Patterson here. Now that I say that. Let's just do a little bit of reconsideration here. Is there anyone that would be intriguing? Maybe we could get ourselves a defensive lineman. Byron Young out of Alabama could be intriguing. Justin, I'm going to have to look up how to pronounce that last name. There's Will McDonald. Maybe we go D-line here, guys. Maybe we go D-line. Let's take a look here. I am curious. Let's check out Byron Young. He's a power rusher. 8 power moves. Out of Alabama. Good pedigree. How many picks we got left in these first few rounds? Because ideally... Alright, so here's what I'm going to do. We're going to take him here. We need to get ourselves a right tackle before both of those two guys are gone, and then we're going to get a center. That is going to be our plan here, and I think that's going to make this a pretty good draft class for us. So Byron Young is going to be the guy. And Byron Young, welcome to Chicago, and thank you for coming along with your hidden dev. I will certainly take that. 86 strength, that's fine, right? All right, so interesting draft class so far. It hasn't fallen exactly how I planned for it to. I guess I don't necessarily know how I did plan for the things to go, but I think we're doing okay. And now we got to keep an eye on those right tackles. So Hendon Hooker is going to go to the Rams. Very interesting pick there. The Raiders are going to go with Jordan Battle. So that's good. Both of our right tackles are still on the board. Clark Phillips is a Falcon. The Panthers, our trade buddies, are going to go with Josh Downs, getting themselves their DJ Moore replacement. There's Jarrett Patterson to the Saints. We might not even have to trade up here. That would be amazing. John Michael Schmitz is going to go to Tennessee. I don't like seeing those centers fly off the board. Marvin Mims is a Brown. Jets are going to go with Robert Beal Jr. We're getting close, guys. About 10 picks away. Jalen Duncan to the Pats. Packers are going to go with Jaleel Billingsley. Maybe they'll use a tight end for once. Will McDonald to the Commanders. We're getting close. Steelers, same team that ruined us last time. They're going to go with a DB out of Syracuse. Something Williams, can't read it. Jack Campbell to the Lions. Bucks are going to go with Tanner McKee. Interesting. Seahawks are going to go with... There's our guy. Congratulations. Dolphins are going to go with a DT, and we're not going to have to trade up here, guys. Perfect. So both of our right tackles are there. They both slipped down on the board. Now let's take a look at those, and let's take a look at the center prospects, because I know we saw a few of those kind of fly off here recently. So I really want to get Ricky Stromberg. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to take... All right, we're going to pivot again. So both of our guys are still here, right? We're picking 23rd, and then we're picking again at 30th. We're going to scoop up Ricky Stromberg now, and then we're going to keep a close eye. As soon as one of these two guys goes, we're going to trade up for the other. That's going to be the plan here. So Ricky Stromberg is the guy, and Ricky Stromberg, welcome to Chicago. 88 strength. I think he's going to be our center of the future. So now it's a matter of watching those right tackles. We got to keep an eye out. As soon as one goes, we got to get the other. And there we go. We got to trade up. So the Jags are going to be our friends here, hopefully. Let's see if we can get something done with them. You got to factor in, we're not trading up too high, so it should be pretty easy. Okay, I did want to see if I could catch them slipping, just see if they would agree to trade back 5 spots with us, just for the sake of it. And it's actually pretty close. I could probably throw in a 7th round pick and get it done and finesse them. I'm not going to do that. So for their troubles, I'm going to throw in one of our later 4ths, and we'll say another 4th in next year's draft class. So 2 4th round picks to move back 5 spots. I think the Jags would be happy with that, and they are. So now we can go get ourselves our right tackle. And here we go, guys. Forgive me if I pronounce his name incorrectly, but Dawand or Dawand. I thought there was an I there the whole time. Forgive me, guys. Dawand Jones, right tackle out of Ohio State. A, awareness, A to C impact, C, pass block, and B, run block. Little rough around the edges, but I think ultimately he's going to be a good player for us. And Dawand Jones, we're happy to have you here in Chicago. And now we have just a few picks before we're back up in round 3. So round 3, pick 1, the Giants are going to go with a middle linebacker. Cowboys are going to get themselves a free safety, Brandon Joseph. Bills are going to go with Matthew Jones, another Buckeye off the board. Max Duggan to the Bengals. Wow, that is interesting. A quarterback in the 2nd round if you're Cincinnati. I don't know how I feel about that. Derek Hall to the Jags. It's the pick we gave them. Blake Freeland, left tackle to the Eagles. And the Chiefs are going to take B.J. Williamson. So now we're back at it. All right, now the last position I think I really want to address with this draft class is going to be DT. And the thing with DT is it's a pretty solid group. I mean, I would be happy with any of these 3. Monty Smith, not a huge fan of just those traits that he has there. But Gervin Dexter, Zach Pickens, Nathan Pickering, those guys all look solid. And I think that what I can do is we're trading picking early on in the 4th round. It's the very first pick there in the 4th. Let's trade this pick. Let's see if we can get ourselves something nice in next year's draft. So let's see what our options are here. Getting ourselves at least a 2nd next year. So here's the Niners. They're going to give us a 2nd, a 4th, and a 7th in next year's draft. We're going to take that, guys. We're going to take that. We're going to get ourselves a DT, and we're going to call it a day on this year's draft class. And here we go. So really all 3 guys are still here. Well, really, yeah, all 3. Gervin Dexter, Zach Pickens, and Nathan Pickering. So let's see. What's going to narrow it down for me? I want to see who's got the highest floor, really, is what I'm looking at here. So Gervin's got a couple D's. Zach Pickens is A to C in the block shed department. And Nathan Pickering is A to C in power moves. And as far as power moves go, we know that Zach Pickens is a B. As far as block shedding goes, we know that Nathan Pickering is a B. So, man, it's like flipping a coin, honestly, between these 2. Zach Pickens, Nathan Pickering. Do we want to go with the guy from South Carolina or the guy from Texas? We're going to go with the guy from Texas here. We're going to go with Nathan Pickering, Texas A&M. He's the guy. He is the guy. And now we'll go ahead. We've got one more 4th round pick that we'll do. We'll let the CPU round out things from there. I did see a certain someone on the board by the name of Kayshon Boutte that I'd be interested in. I always love me a good booty, and he's gone. But Parker Washington is on the board. And do I want Parker Washington? Not really. Do I really want any of these guys? I suppose. I mean, Muhammad Ibrahim. Get ourselves a decent backup running back. Why not? We'll do that. And we're going to call that our draft class, guys. And here we go, guys. This is our draft recap. So Trenton Simpson coming in 75 overall should start right away at that spot. Byron Young is a 72. Ricky Stromberg is a 71. Dawand Jones is a 71. Pickering just a 68. Ibrahim is a 71. The CPU did get us Parker Washington, who's coming in 71. And I'm going to assume this is a guy whose first initial is B, the second is J. I don't want to say it myself because I'd have to imagine YouTube's copyright or YouTube's censorship is just as sensitive as EA's, and I really enjoy being monetized, so I'm going to try and keep it that way. Alright, and here is how your 2023 draft class is going to impact the 2023 Chicago Bears. It's going to depend on how they develop, but you've got two new starters on the O-line in Ricky Stromberg and Dawand Jones. A new starting center, a new starting right tackle. Hopefully help keep Justin Fields upright. Hopefully these guys can gel and grow together. Defensive line, you've got 2 new starters there, Young and Pickering. Pickering, despite the low overall, we're going to go ahead and see what he's got. Why not? Trenton Simpson, of course, the high overall selected player there. It's going to be an interesting season here for the Chicago Bears. I think it's going to be rough year one. I'm thinking somewhere in the 5 to 7 win range, but you never know. You never know. Let's get to the midseason point, see how things are looking then. Now, one quick thing to note here before we do get to that midseason point is I'm changing the playbooks here. I want Justin Fields to sling this ball around. I want him to be the next Joe Burrow. I know their play styles are nothing alike, but still, this is my first time going back to the Bengals playbook in a minute. Usually gets you some very high volume passing stats. Now that we've got DJ Moore around, Darnell Mooney, let's do it. Okay, so mid-season point, we are 3-3, right around where, I would hope that we would be right now, sitting right at 500, still in the thick of things in the NFC North, not too far back on the Vikings. I don't think we're a playoff team this year, but still, we're not 0-6 right now, which we definitely could be. It's just an 80 overall team. Let's go ahead and take a look here and see who is ready to negotiate. I don't think we're really at risk of losing anyone, and we're going to have a boatload of cash to spend. So, of course, David Montgomery, he's probably going to walk. James Bradberry, definitely going to walk. Jalen Johnson, I will probably bring him back. Darnell Mooney is a must for us. Cole Kmet. So actually, guys, it's like the few young players we inherited that we'd actually have interested in. It's like all 3 of them are up. So, yeah, that's a bummer that none of them are really interested in us. That really is a shame. But, yeah, we'll go ahead and get all 3 of them back. Let's get to the playoffs and see. I'm hopeful. Let's just say 7-10 would be great. I'd be happy with 7-10, 8-9 maybe. Shoot, maybe even 9-8. Who knows? Okay, so we end up actually finishing towards the higher end of what we were expecting. 8-9. Technically last place in the NFC North. It was a competitive division, but still, guys, 8-9. Not going to complain about that one bit here in really year 1 of the rebuild. So I can't help but notice it does look like the Panthers made the playoffs. I am curious to see who they've got at quarterback, going 10-7. That is a bit of a bummer considering we've got there first, but it is what it is. Now let's look at our year-end stats. Going to be very interesting here. Offense 14th in the league, and defense coming in 24th. Okay. So room for improvement. That's okay. We expected this. So Justin Fields. Big expectations this season. Let's see how he did. All right, so Justin Fields in year 1, 4,800 yards, 33 touchdowns, 14 picks. Gonna want to cut down on the interceptions a little bit, but still, man, 4,800 yards, 33 touchdowns, not bad at all. Passer rating of 97. I think there's room for improvement moving forward. He got sacked, 38 times? I think we can do better than that. No 1,000-yard rushers, but with that Bengals playbook, that's usually the case, and David Montgomery's probably just done here, to be completely honest. DJ Moore, though, 1,400 yards, 7 scores, very nice season for him. Great season, actually, for DJ Moore. And Darnell Mooney, 100 catches, 1,300 yards, and 12 touchdowns. Very nice breakout season there for Darnell Mooney. Cole Kmet, 700 yards and just 2 scores. Claypool, 603. Montgomery did get a little bit of work as a receiver. Other than that, not really a whole lot else going on. Am curious to see how this new offensive line held up. Braxton Jones, 12 sacks allowed. 12 for DeJuan Jones, 7 for Cody Whitehair. Yeah, we're going to want to shore things up maybe even just a little bit more. Maybe work on replacing Cody Whitehair. I don't know. It'll depend on what his overall is. Maybe we start looking at left tackle too. We'll give Jones another year or so. But anyways, leading tacklers, the free agent addition, Kaiser White with 142. Very interested to see the sacks here. And Byron Young has 14.5 as a rookie, bro. Are you serious? Absolutely incredible there. We didn't really get a whole lot else from anyone else. We do get 3.5 from the linebacker Trenton Simpson. Looks like he got a pick as well. So nice to see him making some plays as a rookie. 3 picks for James Bradberry, who's going to be leaving us. 3 for Jaquan Brisker. 3 for the free agent addition Okereke. 3 for Jalen Johnson. Kaiser White gets 2. And there's Trenton Simpson. Okay, so we had some flashes here. That's all that we were looking for. 8 and 9, we were competitive. We've got some momentum. And now it is time to start thinking about handing out some contract extensions. $140 million in cap space. We got to remember, year 2 of free agency is when you want to spend because it is just completely loaded in comparison to other years. Every single time you have just incredible players out there. We should be able to really get this roster going this offseason. So, who are we retaining? Not David Montgomery, not James Bradbury. Definitely do want Jalen Johnson back. He doesn't really like us, but a player-friendly deal I think is fair. Okay, he'll take that. And honestly, man, for a really good cornerback, I think a cap hit of 13-something million is not bad. Now, Darnell Mooney, that is something I am going to question, guys. Because he had a really good season, but the thing is, we know, Justin Jefferson is probably going to be out there. Oh, this is tough. I mean, he's not going to get a whole lot better than this 83 overall ranking. Would he take a team-friendly deal? No, I don't think he would. Guys, don't be mad at me, please. I don't want Darnell Mooney back. If anything, I'll negotiate with him in free agency, but just trust me on this. There are going to be some incredible receivers out there. Oh, man. That's tough, though, because I know how Bears fans feel about Mooney. I know he's a well-liked player. I'll tell you what, a neutral deal. I'm not going to overpay for him. At least we can say we tried, guys. I'm not overpaying for Darnell Mooney. I'm sorry. A neutral deal is something I was willing to extend. He didn't want it. Now, Cole Kmet, we'll send him. I think he will take a neutral deal. Yes, he will. And it's a 4-year deal, so we've got him for the whole length of the rebuild. That is good news for us. Claypool can walk. I don't like Chase Claypool. I don't think most people really do all that much. If you do, I apologize. But yeah, definitely not a massive fan of Chase Claypool. So he can walk. And we're going to need some receiver help this offseason, but I think we're going to be just fine in that department. I really think we will. So here is your season recap, and as you guys can see, the Raiders destroyed the Cowboys 57-7. Bro, that has to be the biggest blowout in Super Bowl history, probably in playoff history. A 50-point victory, bro. That is incredible. Here are your yearly awards. As you can see, looks like we did not take any home. That's okay. That's okay. Not a problem. Not a problem at all. And we are on to the offseason. Really quickly, though, I do want to see who the Panthers quarterback was because we know they made the playoffs. So, ow. And it was Teddy Bridgewater. 4,200 yards, 29 touchdowns, 14 picks. That was, I guess, good enough to get him there. They had a decent run game with Jamal Williams. I mean, how was their defense? Because they took... Who did they take first overall? Miles Murphy. And he got them 9.5 sacks. So yeah, it looks like they had a pretty good pass rush between him, Brian Burns, and Derek Brown. I guess more power to them. They'll be looking for a quarterback, I would imagine. And also, just out of sheer curiosity, it is not every day you see... Oh my goodness, guys. Wow. So 47-10 over the Chargers, close one over the Steelers, very close one over the Titans, and then 57-7 in the Super Bowl? How does that happen if you're Dallas? I mean, Carr was perfect. 367 yards, 4 touchdowns, no picks. I know he's no longer a Raider. And Prescott sacked 5 times, man. Josh Jacobs scores 3 times. The fullback punches it in. Who is getting it done in the receiving game? Waller scored twice. Man, that's incredible. That is incredible. All right, man, what I tell you guys, year 2 free agency, it is loaded. Nick Bosa, Jonathan Taylor, Lamar Jackson is out here. Rashawn Gary, Justin Herbert, Trevon Diggs, L'Jarius Sneed. Little top heavy, it starts to taper off a little bit, but still, man, starting caliber players. You got Tua out here, Jonathan Jones, Jordan Brooks. And there's our guy, Darnell Mooney. He's got 2 suitors, it looks like. But let's see here. We know we need help at receiver. Unfortunately, Justin Jefferson did not hit the market, but usually you can still find yourself some quality options out here. I am a little bit bummed, I'm not going to lie. I wish, maybe the franchise tag wouldn't have been a horrible idea for Darnell Mooney. Although, franchise tag for Darnell Mooney, The thing is, though, we could upgrade a decent amount, get ourselves Brandon Ayuk. Let's see what we want to do here. Let's map this out. All right, now I know you guys are going to hate me for this, but this is the blueprint for this offseason. Hear me out on this. We laid the blueprint last draft. We got ourselves some foundational pieces. We helped shore up the O-line. We got ourselves some solid pieces on the defense. Now is the time to bring in some known superstars to really take this team to the next level. We want playoffs in 2024, and that's going to start with Nick Bosa. Now, honestly, any other pass rusher hits the market, I'm going after him, but Nick Bosa is the only guy here. We've had success with him in the past. We're going to do it. At least we're going to try to. We're in the lead for him right now. Hopefully it stays that way, despite his lack of interest. Now, here's someone I usually never go for. It's Johnathon Taylor. Usually because we already have a running back in place. We've drafted one. We don't even really run the ball that much, but Johnathon Taylor is just, me personally, one of my favorite players. He really doesn't want that much money. It's going to be a cap hit of like 10, 11 million. That's not bad for one of the best running backs in the league. Just another weapon for Justin Fields. He's underrated as a receiver too. Trevon Diggs, just another stud to add to our secondary. I think him and Jalen Johnson would be a great duo together. And Brandon Ayuk, yes. So Darnell Mooney stands. Again, I apologize, but him and DJ Moore would be an excellent duo for Justin Fields, and we got to get ourselves a kicker, so that is why we're going to try and bring in Tyler Bass. Now, hopefully we go 5 for 5 here. Hopefully we don't have any nail biters on our hands. So the Colts are going to creep in on Ayuk. We did not get Nick Bosa. That is a massive bummer. That's okay, though. That's okay. We tried. We definitely tried. So, oh, guys. All right. Let's see if we can get Ayuk, though. Hopefully. Where is he? We did get Brandon Ayuk, all right. And now the Green Bay Packers want to come in here and try and snatch Johnathon Taylor from us. We're going to up the ante. We're going to get Johnathon Taylor, guys. Especially, we can't let him go to the Packers. All right, so it really is neck and neck here, but fingers crossed. He's gone, and we got him. So Johnathon Taylor's a Chicago Bear. So honestly, man, you can't really complain with the free agent class. Losing out on Bosa is a bummer, don't get me wrong, but we'll recover. We've shown that we can draft at the position, so we get ourselves Johnathon Taylor, Trevon Diggs, Brandon Ayuk, and Tyler Bass. That's a good free agent class. I'm happy with it. So let's take a quick look and assess our needs heading into year 2 of the draft is what's going to be coming up here. So Justin Fields up to an 80. He's got his franchise running back. He's got his 2 receivers locked down. We could use a third guy, I suppose. Offensive line, so Braxton Jones, are you going to be the guy long term? Cody Whitehair is now 32 years old, let up like 7-8 sacks as a guard. We're going to want to look at the guard spot. Ricky Stromberg is a 72. Man, I wish these guys would have grown a little bit more. DeJuan Jones is a 73. I mean, you can't replace them heading into year 2, but gosh, guys, the progression of the offensive line in this game is just not good. Kmet is up to an 80. Now let's assess the defense. So Young is up to an 82. Pickering's a 75. Okay. I would say we definitely need an end. That's why we went for Bosa. The secondary is fine, I would say. Eddie Jackson is maybe starting to get up there a little bit. He's 30, 85 overall. He might be due for a contract extension soon. So maybe we think about free safety. Let's see. Simpson's up to an 83 overall, so very nice there. Just certain positions just progress faster than others. Again, I wish Jaquan Brisker would be better than a 79, but it is what it is. And our leading tackler, Kaiser White, is a 76. We just signed him last offseason. Wasn't for big money, so we have a few needs heading into the draft. Let's see who we can get. Yes, and now it's time for my personal favorite glitch of the game, the fifth-year option, where the guy who touches the ball every single play, we just couldn't quite get him on the field. The assistant GM apparently has not watched a single game, a single snap. He doesn't know who Justin Fields is, but unluckily for him, we are going to pick up Justin Fields' fifth-year option. He is around for another 2 seasons at least. Okay, and a bit of a familiar face here at the top of the draft. The Jags are picking first, interestingly enough. They're going to go with Corey Foreman, okay. And the Cardinals are picking second. I highly doubt they're moving on from Kyler Murray. They are not. The Saints, could this be Caleb Williams' time? It is. Caleb Williams is the pick here, 3rd overall to the Saints. Texans are picking 4th and 5th. They get Donovan Jackson. They are also going to be getting Brock Bowers. Okay. High for a tight end, but I'll take it. Talented guy. James Williams, the safety, is going to the Dolphins out of Miami. Hometown hero, I guess you could call him. Barrett Carter to the Colts, getting themselves another linebacker. The Jets are going to go with Dallas Turner. Okay. And yeah, guys, if you thought I didn't know anything about the 2023 draft class, yeah, welcome to 2024. So Payne is going to go to the Patriots. Smith to the Giants, DT out of LSU. Ravens are going to be selecting Marvin Harrison Jr. Bit of a fall for him. You see him go top 5 a lot in these mocks, or these rebuilds, I suppose. Jack Sawyer, the linebacker to the Seahawks. Quite a few Buckeyes, honestly. Niners are going to go with Amarius Mims, the left tackle out of Georgia. A bit of a shame. Maybe we could have looked at him. We definitely need the help. Let's see who we've got. Okay, so definitely some good prospects available. Kool-Aid McKinstry, love the name. I wish we had the need at cornerback. We just simply don't. Quinn Ewers is here. We could look to get a 3rd receiver at this point, but it's not a massive need for us. We just got our right tackle in the last draft. Travion Henderson, no thanks. We got Jonathan Taylor. Shamar Turner is intriguing, and so is Tommy Brockmeyer. So let's see, this is the 7th and 8th best players on the board. I doubt we can get both of them. Oh, this is going to be tough. Let's look at Shamar Turner a little bit. Let's take a further peek at him. Of course, we don't have combine stats. But B block shed, A finesse, B power, A to C tackle. Defense struggled last year. We know we need 2 more pieces. I mean, we have Tier Tart is the thing. We just signed Tier Tart last offseason. So maybe we come back to Shamar Turner. Now, another spot we did kind of struggle at was left tackle. And I know Braxton Jones is just entering year 3, but that wasn't my pick, guys. That wasn't my choice. So Tommy Brockmeyer is looking pretty solid. A to C awareness, A impact, B pass, A run block. I'm going to do it. I'm going to go... No. Forgive me for the indecisiveness. I got to see if there's a pass rusher out here. I got to do my due diligence. Are there any defensive ends here that could do something for us? What about Keyshawn Silver out of North Carolina? Anyone else at all? Let's look at Keyshawn. Just to play devil's advocate here. Let's take a peek. I don't know why I keep going for the combine stats, but he looks really solid across the board. He's just 21 years old. I think I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to go with Keyshawn Silver. How far down on the board is he? Because I'd like to get Tommy Brockmeyer if I can. So he's 11th on the board. We're picking 14, so 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. That's 8 picks that would separate us. Let's do this. Let's get Keyshawn Silver, because that's who I really want. We're going to let about 3 picks go, and we're going to jump ahead of a team that needs a left tackle. That's how we're going to handle this, guys. We're going to get ourselves Keyshawn Silver here. I think he's going to be a good player. Never heard of the guy, but I'm sure he's good. I'm sure I'll hear a lot about him next year. Keyshawn Silver is the move, and let's see what teams need a left tackle that we can possibly jump ahead of. Alright, so let's just do a little bit of analysis here. So Packers, Lions, Bucks, Chiefs. We're going to go in that order. Alright, Packers, not a risk. Not that they would probably trade with us anyways. I know it's just Madden, but still. They've got Bakhtiari, they are fine. So Packers, Lions. I think the Lions are fine, right? They got Taylor Decker. Yeah, I don't think they're taking him. The Bucks. Do the Bucks have a left tackle? They do not. The Bucks do not have a left tackle. That is a good spot for Brockemeyer. We're going to try and trade up with the Lions. We're going to see if we can do that. First, we got to make sure the Packers don't take him, which I would be incredibly shocked if they did. No, they do take a right tackle. So yeah, let's see what we need to do here to get this done with the Lions. Alright, so definitely a bit of a low ball, but we're going to start with it just to see if they'll take it. A first and a fourth. It is close. It is very close. I'll tell you what. We got, what? How many picks in this draft? A first that we're going to use right here. We've got 2 seconds in the third. We'll make it a third-round pick. We'll be nice. We're not moving up a lot, so we're going to give the Lions some good value here. A little incentive to trade with a divisional foe. And this way, we're getting ourselves our left tackle. And I've said my piece on it already, but I'm happy with the move. Let's go get our guy. Left tackle of the future, Tommy Brockemeyer. That just sounds like a great left tackle, man. 22 years old, out of Bama. Does come with that hidden dev. And yeah, man, Tommy Brockemeyer, he is going to be a stud for us. I think he's going to be very good. I'm excited with the selection. And now we do have 2 second rounders. So let's go ahead and get into the second here and see who we might want to take with that pick. Alright, so we actually are picking back-to-back here. It's our second round pick, and I believe the one that we got from the Panthers, 13th and 14th. So, I'd like to get ourselves a third receiver here, and I think Emeka Egbuka out of Ohio State would be good for us. Guy's a really talented receiver, and then right after that, I'm thinking, do we go Elliott Donald? Isn't Aaron Donald out of Pittsburgh? Let me know if I'm wrong. I could be completely off on that. Maybe I am. I don't know. I might be crazy to say that, but Elliott Donald could be exciting, and so could Jackson Powers-Johnson. Oh, guys, this is tough. All right. So I've got to narrow it down from 3 to 2. I'm looking at Egbuka. I am looking at Elliott Donald, and I'm looking at Jackson Powers-Johnson to fill that left guard spot. I think that Powers-Johnson is probably going to be like the no matter what selection for me. So now we got to decide. I think we can probably get a third receiver later on in the 4th even. I think these two are more important. So let's go ahead. Let's get Jackson Powers-Johnson. He's going to be our new starting left guard. I think that's a good pick for us. The guy's just really solid across the board. And yeah, man, hidden dev, we'll take it. Jackson Powers-Johnson right there. And let's go ahead and get ourselves our DT. Again, I know we've got Tier Tart, but I just like this guy a lot. I've got a good feeling about it. And I think this is going to help our defense really rise up to that next level. Let's hope so. Elliott Donald, let's take a quick peek at him, make sure we're sure about this. So 22 years old, out of Pitt, B block shed, A finesse, B power, A tackling. The guy is just solid, man. Solid across the board. I like him a lot. Tier Tart's not a game changer, but I think that Elliott Donald can be. And next time we're picking is the 4th round, so let's get over there. And you know what? On second thought, there's just something I can't resist about Egbuka. So here's the thing. I don't think we're going to be able to convince a divisional rival to trade with us. Definitely not twice in the case of the Lions. So here's what I'm going to do. If they're still on the board, if he is still on the board when the Bucks are picking, we'll trade up. Okay. There goes a Buckeye. Don't go Buckeyes back to back. All right. Let's try and trade up with Tampa Bay here, and we'll be done with this draft class. All right, so sending a decent little haul for this selection, a 4th, a 5th, and a 3rd in next year's draft, ultimately to pick 49th. And let's go ahead and get our guy Egbuka. We've got our receiver 3 of the future. And honestly, man, when has an NFL team ever made 3 consecutive draft picks? That might be a record. I just really like Emeka Egbuka. I am a Buckeyes fan. Don't hate me for it, but I am. And he is the guy here. He is going to come with hidden depth. This is my first time getting him in any of these drafts. 94 speed. Whew. We're going to be dangerous this season. We're going to be really, really good, guys. And that's going to go ahead and do it for the remainder of the draft. I don't think we have anything up until like the 6th or 7th round. I'm not really going to mess around with those. So let's check out our draft recap. So definitely very anxious to see these rookie ratings here. A lot of guys, I don't think I've ever gotten any of these guys in any of my prior rebuilds. So Keyshawn Silver, 73 overall, 14th overall pick. Nice. We'll take it. Tommy Brockermeyer, 75, instant starter for us. Jackson Powers-Johnson is a 72. I'm going to go ahead and make him the starting left guard. I don't care. Elliot Donald's a 74. That should be an instant starter for us. Not much lower than what Tier Tart is. And Egbuka, I'm so glad we traded up for this guy, man. 76 overall. CPU got us a couple scrubs, fullback, backup quarterback. That's fine. But man, what a draft class. Very nice overall. I'm happy with it. I really am. Okay, so here is a quick look, unedited of course. There are a few things I'm going to change. First and foremost, Tommy Brockermeyer is not our right tackle. He's going to be the starting left tackle. I know he's a few points below Braxton Jones. Maybe we trade Braxton Jones. I don't know. Powers-Johnson, I'm going to go ahead and let him start over Cody Whitehair. I know it's a pretty big discrepancy as far as the rating is concerned, but I'm not overly worried about it. I really think it genuinely will be fine. Aside from that, other draft day changes that we had. Elliot Donald, we're going to go ahead and demote Tier Tart. He might be a trade candidate as well. Pickering, well, I'll tell you what. Tart is going to go ahead and be our second guy, and Donald is going to get the start as a rookie. I don't know. I haven't quite worked that out yet. But anyways, Keyshawn Silver is going to get the start there at the end spot. Hopefully he can shine as a rookie. I think we look good. I think if these guys can progress and grow the way that I think they can, I definitely think this is a playoff team. One more thing is we are going to change the playbook. We're going to go Bucks offense because I want Jonathan Taylor to be able to shine. We're paying him money. I want him to be able to top 1,000 yards. He's one of the best running backs in the league, electric player. I think that's a good move for us. So let's get to the midseason point, see how that record's looking. Hopefully we're at or above 500 just to start things off. Okay, so mid-season point, things are definitely looking good for us. 4-2, currently atop the NFC North, although very competitive division right now. Surprised to see the Niners struggling like this, but I guess it is what it is. Let's take a look and see whose contracts are going to be up this offseason. That is always an interesting thing to look at. $92 million in cap space. Eddie Jackson, that's going to be a big decision for us. Outside of that, though, we don't really need anyone back. I mean, we've done a good job of replacing some of these lower-level guards. Tevin Jenkins actually is a starter for us. I shouldn't say that about him. So I think we'll bring him back, and Eddie Jackson, maybe we'll tag him. I don't think I'm going to give him a 4-year deal like he wants. But we're in good shape, guys. Let's go ahead. We'll upgrade the players. And we'll go ahead and get to the playoffs. Hopefully we have made it. It's looking that way right now. We'll see. And guys, we went 12-5, bro. Ooh, we dominated down the stretch. Unfortunately, a 42-9 loss to the Colts in Week 18 doesn't feel too good. Matt Eberflus's former squad, but regardless, we're feeling really, really good right now. Let's take a look and see how the offense did. Second in the league. Justin Fields, did he lead the league in passing yards? We'll see in a second. And defense, 10th, bro. Wow. Okay, so Justin Fields, 4,600 yards, 37 touchdowns, 12 picks. Very similar numbers to last season. So playbook change, same Justin Fields. It's good. It is very good. We'll take those numbers from him. Jonathan Taylor, though, 1,600 yards and 17 scores. 10 rushing scores for Khalil Herbert. Yeah. The playbook change was a good idea. Brandon Ayuk, 1,213. DJ Moore, 1,106. Egbuka, the rookie, almost 906. Cole Kmet scores 7 times. Very nice. How did Pass Pro hold up? We had 2 guys let up double digits last year. Tommy Brockmeyer, we'll call it growing pains. That's fine with me. Same with Jackson Powers-Johnson. It is what it is, guys. Of Of course, I say that because those are my guys, but you get the point. Kaiser White, leading tackler again. That's a shame. I'd like to see Trenton Simpson getting in there more. Although it does look like he got 11 sacks. And yeah, he led the team with sacks. That's interesting. 9 for Byron Young. 8 for the rookie DT Elliott Donald, though. Okay, 5.5 for Tart. Just 3.5 for Keyshawn Silver. I don't love that. Maybe a breakout in year 2. We'll see. But still, good pass rush. 4 picks for Brisker, 4 for Diggs, 3 for Kaiser White, 2 for Okereke, and 2 for Eddie Jackson. And now it's time for the playoffs. So we get the Chicago Bears. We are the Chicago Bears, excuse me. We get the New York Giants at home to start things off. Let's take a look and see what we're going up against. Is it Daniel Jones? It is Saquon Barkley, but who is the quarterback? No, it's Baker Mayfield. Okay, so we got to go up against Baker and Dexter Lawrence. It's going to be an interesting matchup for sure. Can we take care of the Giants? That's going to be the challenge for us here. Let's hop in and find out. All right, and here we go. So we're not going to do the full play-by-play unless we get to the fourth quarter and it's a close game. Patriots-Bills was a good one. The Patriots do come out on top there. They're moving on. So we're going to go fast here, and we're just going to go quarter by quarter. We're going to see how things progress. So first quarter, who can jump out first? It is going to be the Giants. And 7-0 after the first. Someone is about to score. They're on the 9. I can't tell who it is. We're probably about to find out here. It is going to be the Giants again. 14-0, 21-0, 28-0. Okay. All right, third quarter. Let's see. Can we get on the board here? 35-0. 42-0. Oh, man, guys. 42-0. We got a field goal. We got on the board. And so did they with a field goal. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I would be throwing air punches too, Matt Eberflus, if my team lost 45-3 in their playoff debut. What happened to Baker Mayfield? Justin Fields completed 27% of his passes, bro. What the heck happened, man? Bro, his passer rating was 10. 10. I could have gone out there and had a passer rating of 10. I used to play flag football. Fun fact, they threw me in at quarterback because no one else wanted to do it. Our team was terrible. We didn't win a single game. There was a game I threw 6 interceptions maybe. I mean, that was Justin Fields-esque right there. Saquon scores twice, 3.1 a carry for Jonathan Taylor, looking like Trent Richardson out there. Gabe Davis scores, Wan'Dale Robinson scores. Just forget about it. Just forget it. And that's the way the season ends, guys. So that's going to do it for 2024. Let's go ahead and get ourselves to the offseason here. See who wins the Super Bowl. Does Baker Mayfield go on a Cinderella run? I mean, if you come and beat us 45-3, bro, we went 12-5. That Week 18 game against the Colts was no joke. That was just a sign of things to come. Getting blown out at home. And the Patriots are world champs. It is going to be the Patriots over the Rams, so a flip-flop of Super Bowl, 53? Yeah, Super Bowl 53. So Marcus Jones is Super Bowl MVP, and Elliott Donald does win Defensive Rookie of the Year, so very nice there. Okay. Will Levis does win League MVP. I don't love to see that, considering we got to contend with that in the division for the next few seasons. But overall successful. So here's where I'm at with this, guys. I'd like to get this video up before even more NFL bombshells drop. I have a feeling we're gonna get an Aaron Rodgers resolution shortly. Fingers crossed. Hopefully. Tired of hearing about it. But we're going to do five years of this. So this is part 1. I'm going to strive to have part 2 up sooner than later. I know it's been a very long wait for this video to come up. And if you are here watching at this moment, thank you for sticking around, not only for the month plus or so that I was in that rut not putting videos together, and this video itself. I know this has been a bit of a drag to get through as far as, not competing and then getting blown out the way that we did. It's been fun though, so thank you guys for watching. I will see you in the next video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. What do you want to see us do for the last few years of the rebuild?